Greetings everyone, welcome back to my channel Data Sculptor. Today we are going to see some important questions that can be asked around joins. So I have framed around 8 questions and I think these can be asked in any of the interview questions, and these are mostly are completely on joins, and these are basic questions, and this will be asked if you are less than 3 years experienced. So the other day I have shared all the topics, comparison topics for less than 3 year experience. So hope you all like that video. And today I am going to share a few questions that will be asked around joins, and this is also for less than 3 year experience. So these are the questions and queries. So first question is, you are given two tables, employees and departments, where employee has columns employee ID, employee name and department ID, and departments has columns department ID and department name. So you need to write a query to find all employees along with the department names. So when you read this question, what you understand is you need to find all employees along with department names. That means you need to retrieve data from multiple tables, that is from both employees and departments. So the first thing that should come to your mind is you need to use the joins, right? That is definitely the case. You need to use the joins because you have to use multiple tables. Now the next question you need to think is whether you need to use an inner join or left join. So for that, this is the question: also include employees who do not belong to any department. So you need all the employees, and if the employees do not belong to any department, those employees also you need to return. So we all know that that can be achieved using left join, because in left join employees left join department, your row count will always be equal to employees or greater than employees. So it will return all the employees, and if the employees does not have any department, the department name will be null. So this is the basic query. Select e dot employee name, d dot department name from employees left join departments d on e dot department id is equal to d dot department id. So if you see here, the common columns between employees and departments is department id column. So that's why you need to join on department id column. So hope you all understood this simple one. But here if they say that do not include employees who do not belong to any department, if that is the question asked, you need to use inner join there. So that is the difference between left join and inner join. And next question, so assume you have a customers table with customer ID and customer name columns, and an orders table with order ID, customer ID and order date. So if you see, the common column between these two tables is customer ID. How would you write a query to find customers who have placed more than 5 orders? So for this, what I will do, from customers join orders on customer ID is equal to customer ID. So c dot customer ID is equal to o dot customer ID. And once you join, you need to use the group by, because you have to return the customers who have placed more than 5 orders. Okay, so customer, you have to return the customers, right? So for customer, let's return customer name. Here customer ID is not required, so group by customer name and who have placed more than 5 orders. So when the question asked is you need to return more than customers who have placed more than 5 orders, you need to write a statement such that first you need to find the number of orders for each customer. So count of order ID will give you the number of orders, and if you use the having clause, count of order ID is greater than 5, this will return you the data to return you the customers who have placed more than 5 orders. So hope you understood this. And next thing is, write a query to list all products that have never been ordered. So assume you have a products table with product ID and product name columns, and orders and order details table with order ID, product ID and quantity. So you need to write a query to list all the products that have never been ordered. So products that have never been ordered, so you need to apply a left join, products left join order details on product ID is equal to order ID. So now you will get all the data, and write a query to list all the products that have never been ordered. So when you say never been ordered means the order, when you apply the join, the order details value for that product, since you are joining on product ID, the order details, the od dot product ID value should be null. because then only that means order details table does not have an entry for this product ID. So this is how you return. So select p dot product name where od dot product ID is null. So hope you understood this. And next thing is, how would you find the second highest salary in a salaries table with employee ID and salary column? So this is not related to joins, but still it is important. So you have the salaries table, and you'll write the where condition. You'll where salary less than select max of salary from salaries. So select max of salaries will give you the highest salary, and if you are filtering out data, so from this salary, say suppose some salary tables, you have 10, 20, 30, and this select max of salaries will give you the row as 30, and salary less than 30 means it will return you 10 and 20. So from this 10 and 20 you are applying the max. So from this 10 and 20 the max is 20. So this is how you calculate the second highest salary. Now my question will be to you, for audience who have watched this, comment down how to find the fifth highest salary in a salaries table. Next question. Given a projects table with project ID and project name columns, and an employee projects table with employee ID and project ID. So to join this you require project ID. Write a query to find all projects that have more than 10 employees assigned. So more than 10 employees. So first join projects and employee projects on project ID column, and again select p dot project name. You need to return projects that have more than 10 employees, right? So p dot project dot count of employee ID and having count of employee ID. This is similar to this question, same question, almost similar question. This is the next question. Write a query to find the department with the highest average salary. So assume you have an employees table, employee ID, employee name and department ID and salary columns, and a departments table with department ID and department name. So return the department with the highest average salary. Okay, so what you need to do is, so first join employees and departments on department ID column, and you are highest average salary. So first what we need, highest average salary. So what do you mean? First you calculate the average salary. I mean you group by this department name. You go by department name and calculate the average salary of each department name, but you need to return the department with the highest average salary. So what do? You order by the average salary. This average salary column you order by is in descending order, and take the first department name. So in this way you will return the top department name. Suppose the same case scenario, if there are more than one department having the same highest average salary, then top one will not work. You have to use the rank function. Okay, so write down in comments how will you convert this using the rank function. This is the next question. How would you write a query to find all pairs of employees who work in the same department? Assume you have an employees table with employee ID, employee name and department ID columns. So you need to write a query to find all pairs of employees who work in the same department. So here you have only one table. So what you need to do is you need to do a self join. Okay, self join means joining the same table with itself. So this is the query from employees E1 inner join employees E2 on E1 dot department ID is equal to E2 dot department ID. Suppose let's say the data is like this: employee ID 1 name ABC and department ID is say 10, and employee ID 2 name PQR, department ID is 10, and again employee ID 3 XYZ and the department ID is 10. So when you join on department ID, that means this column you are joining. So that means what will happen? There are 3 rows, right? So total ABC will be joined with ABC and PQR and XYZ, and similarly PQR will be joined with ABC, PQR and XYZ. Basically cross join will happen on all these 3 rows, but you in order to ignore the same data, we need to use this e1 dot employee id is less than e2 dot employee id. Okay, so now what we'll do, let's insert this data. It will give you more clarity. Create drop table if exists employee, create table employee, employee id int comma name int comma department id int. Okay, and if you run this, there is already an object. So what I'll do, I'll drop this. I did not run this drop statement, so I'll run this drop statement, and now I'll insert this data. Insert into employee values 1 comma abc comma 10 and 2 comma pqr comma 10 and 3 comma xyz comma 10. Now what I'll do, I'll insert this data. Conversion failed. What is missing? Sorry, this is varchar. So again I'll drop this table in recreate, and now I'll insert this. So now 3 rows are affected. So now let's see how it is working. So first select. So whenever you write a query, right, always start from the from clause. Okay, so from employee e1 join employee e2 on e1 dot department id is equal to e2 dot department id. Now I'll use just star. So when I write this join condition, what is the output? Let's see first. Let's go step by step. So if you see, there are 3 rows and the output is 9 rows. So basically Cartesian product is happening. Okay, so same row is getting joined with itself. Okay, ABC with PQR, ABC with XYZ and ABC some like this. Okay, but now we need to just return, write a query to find all pairs of employees who work in the same department. That means I need output only ABC PQR and ABC XYZ. Okay, and PQR XYZ. These 3 rows are only required because all these 3 rows are having employee ID 10. So to filter out all this, what I'll do, where e1 dot department ID is less than e2 dot department ID. So now if I use this, sorry, e1 dot not department ID, e1 dot ID is less than e2 dot ID. So when I run this, this is what you get. ABC is mapped with PQR, ABC is mapped with XYZ and PQR is mapped with XYZ. So this is how you filter the data. So this is the same condition present here. So hope you all understood this question. So this is a better tricky one. So if you want to master in joins, you need to definitely know how to use self joins. Okay, and next question, given a sales table with sales ID, sale ID, product ID and sale amount columns, and a products table with product ID and product name columns. So product ID is common in both the tables, sales and products. Write a query to find the top 3 products by total sales amount. So again, from sales, join products on product ID, group by product name. So product name I'll just group by, and sum of sales amount, and the order by total sales and top 3. Okay, and again the same question, the same join, you can retrieve this top 3 products by using rank function as well. If there is any if there is any match between multiple products with the total sales, you can use dense rank, not rank, you can use dense rank. So update this query and provide in comments. Let's see who is correctly using the dense rank. So hope you all like this questions, set of questions which are helpful in joins. If you like this video, please click on the like button so that YouTube will understand you are liking the content and it will promote more to other viewers. And also click on subscribe button to get more videos. Thank you. Have a nice day.